here. Hi guys, y'all gonna have to excuse my hair because my hair is really messed up right now. I'm in the process of taking it out and getting it redone. But I would like to welcome you guys to Life Happens. This is our video podcast. Okay, give me 1 second because this message just popped up on my PC. But yes, this is our video podcast. I'm here with my quote unquote brother slash best friend or whatever. We're here. Let me see what the hell. Why is it asking me to install this shit? I don't know, but it's doing this thing. But we're here just to discuss a few things, some topics that have come across our desk or might have came across our hearts and or minds. So let's get this show on the road.
Hey guys, how are you? How you doing?
Yeah, they can hear you. They can hear
Okay, cool.
you. So at the end of the day, like this is what it all boils down to. All right, so lately I've been like watching Instagram videos and YouTube videos and minor TikTok videos and stuff like that, and I've been seeing these videos with guys ranting and raving, girls ranting and raving, and they've been ranting and raving about the same things that I have been saying for years. And my biggest issue with that is the fact that during the times that I've been saying this, people have been calling me crazy, they've been calling me psycho, they've been saying I was stupid for thinking that way, things like that, or whatever. However, now that people are starting to openly discuss these same things that I was talking about and openly admit these things, what the hell? Openly admit these things, it's like, all those people that called me crazy, that said I was psycho, that said I was stupid for thinking like this and stuff like that, where they at now? Obviously, at the time I wasn't wrong for thinking the way I was thinking or whatever. I wasn't wrong for feeling the way that I felt, and saying the things that I said. I wasn't wrong for it, but at the same time, I understand where y'all guys was coming from with some of the stuff that y'all was, referring to and why y'all would say I was wrong for it, but I'm really not wrong, never was. And now that there's being a lot more people that's open to, I guess, expressing this more openly now, I feel as though I deserve an apology from all of those people who called me crazy, called me psycho, called me wrong, who called me stupid and all these other names. Because the truth of the matter is, you guys were the ones that were wrong because you wanted to do the things that you wanted to do and didn't want to accept accountability for it or hold yourself accountable for it or be labeled as a liar or as a cheater or, as somebody who was wrong in a manner. Instead of, admitting your faults and doing what you were supposed to do to correct yourself or correct the faults and keep them from, repeating itself, you decide to point fingers at other people just to take the guilt and the blame off of yourself because you had a guilty feeling, or a guilty conscience about it. I can go on for forever on this topic and, speak on this forever, but I'm not going to, only because of the fact that, I don't need to be pointing the fingers at anybody. They know who they are, and they know at the end of the day, they know what their names is and whatnot like that. So I'm gonna just leave it with that. Like, all of y'all owe me an apology, and I'm expecting to get those apologies within the next day or two after this podcast is released. And just so you guys know, I am streaming on every platform except for Instagram right now, but this video will be uploaded to Instagram as well as it's already being streamed to Facebook, it's being streamed to YouTube, and even to my Twitch account, and various other accounts that I'm linked to on different platforms. So the word will get out there, so you guys will eventually come across it, the ones in question, and I expect to hear from you guys with the official public apology. I don't want no behind closed doors apology. I want a public apology because during the times that I was saying these things, you guys actually tried to humiliate me and embarrass me in front of friends and family, in front of co-workers, and even in front of total strangers. So at the end of the day, I want a public apology. That being said, you have anything you want to add or?
Y'all gonna regret everything y'all said about this man after we finish having this discussion. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
um, so that out the way. I don't know if any of you gamers out there are watching because those who follow me on a regular basis, those who know that I do live stream my games and stuff like that. There's a few games that I started downloading lately that I've been planning on live streaming, and then there's a couple of games that hasn't come out yet that are in the process of coming out that I am gonna live stream.
So Tekken 8's available now. That's how I got married.
Yeah, Tekken 8 just dropped. Oh, I'm kind
It's
of.
gonna be epic. I'm curious about
I'm
that.
kind of, up in the air about that. I don't know how I feel about that one because I've been a Tekken fan for as long as Tekken was, out there or whatever. I played Tekken 7. Tekken 7 to me wasn't that great of a game. I don't think the storyline was that great either. So in a way, I'm a little anxious to see how Tekken 8 does, especially since it's been so long since a Tekken game has been released. But I am super excited about the release to the second part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ah, yes.
I am so excited about that. It's supposed to drop, for those of you who don't know, it drops February 29th this year. So basically next month, it will be dropping or whatever, and I am definitely going to grab me a copy. I'm trying to get the day one release, so I could be streaming from day one. But I might be a little late on that, depending on my current situation. Got to make sure everything is paid for first, bills and all of that. I have also been live streaming my Madden gameplay, my GTA gameplay, and this game for the PS4. It's a survival horror game known as The Forest. I'm waiting for them to bring part 2 out on console. They do already have the part 2 out on PC, but I'm not
It's completely different.
a big PC gamer. I'm more of a console gamer. However, I have been looking into PC lately, so I might start actually streaming on PC as well. Because I really, really, really want to play that game and start getting into it. Sons of the Forest, which is part 2. I'm definitely trying to get into that.
For those who haven't seen that game trailer yet or live gameplay off the console, y'all can go on YouTube and check it out. That's where I've seen it at. And let me tell you, there's a lot of changes in that game. It's completely different than the regular Forest that we played, which is on console, which is a really good game. But this next one that's about to drop or come out, they made a lot of upgrades and a lot of changes to that game, and I can't wait till it comes to console.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it coming to console if they decide to even release it on console, because the original Forest was out on PC for a good little while before they decided to convert it over to a console-based game. Another thing that you guys probably don't know about me is I do develop my own games. I am an indie developer. What you would call Microsoft certified. So that means that I am able to not only release games on PC, but also on Xbox as well. I'm currently working on my Sony license. Their process is way more tedious and a lot more difficult, but I'm currently working on that as well. I'm working on a game right now and a little animated movie in which me and my brother would be doing some voice acting for, as well as a few other people that I associate with. I wouldn't exactly call them business partners or anything like that. I would just call them associates. They're going to be doing a little bit of voice acting for this animated film or movie or video or whatever you want to call it that's supposed to be coming out, that I'm currently working on. I don't know if I want to have them do some of the voiceovers for the characters in the game as well, but that will be discussed later on, as to if that's something I want to do or not. But I am letting you know the game is a survival horror type of game. It's going to have a lot of good game mechanics. And I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm not going to give too much information. But within the next few months or so, expect to see some videos starting to surface with actual gameplay. Expect to see a trailer within the next 8 months or so, an official trailer. I do actually have a game out right now. I'm trying to get it on the Steam platform, but as of right now, Steam I've been running into a few issues with transparency, I should say, with some of the photos, the screenshots and stuff like that on the Steam platform, but I'm working on those things now so I can actually release this on Steam for all of you PC gamers out there. If you want to sample the game or beta test it or even just play it, if you're interested in it, it's called Squad Wars. It's pretty much like it's pretty much like a remake of Call of Duty. It has some of the same game modes and some of the same features as Call of Duty. It differs in ways and things like that, but I'm not going to put too much about that out there yet. I'll let you guys, see for yourself, figure that out. There is a couple of videos on my YouTube channel, my business YouTube channel or whatever. There's a couple videos out there on the game. It displays some of the gameplay and some of the mechanics. So you guys can go view that out. Leave the link in the description below. For all of the y'all who don't really follow me on YouTube, you guys can subscribe to me there for updates and whatnot, and hit that notification bell so that you will be updated when the videos do release. For the Twitch followers, I'm not sure if I'm going to actually post it on Twitch or not. For my Facebook fans and followers and whatnot, for the most part, I'm probably just going to post links, not so much the videos or whatever. You guys have to realize one thing, yes, a lot of times me and my brother, we work together or whatever as far as, Masada Entertainment LLC is concerned and DSH Gaming and Entertainment is concerned. We do work together on a lot of projects or whatever, but in most cases, I'm doing everything on my own. So it's a lot that goes into the content creation and the projects and stuff that I work on. So a lot of times I'm either battling with time, I'm battling with little issues that I may run into here or there, and I'm battling with the different guidelines and the different terms of services and terms of usage and stuff like that within the different platforms. So a lot of times I don't have time to go in and edit and modify each and every video to make it platform safe for every single platform. YouTube has different guidelines than Facebook. Facebook has different guidelines than Instagram and Twitch. Things like that. So it does become a lot time consuming. So I'd rather just try to focus on one and then, pretty much post link backs or backlinks to the one that I'm focusing on. Hopefully you guys that do follow me on the other platforms will either, also follow me there, or you would expect and be okay with the fact that, I may not directly post on, the platform you follow me on. But that being said, enough about that or whatever. Why is this what they talking about? No, that's not what I want. Shit. We're going to all right, there we go. But yes, for the most part, y'all can expect a little bit coming from the brand, the company, or whatever. Especially here on Facebook and on YouTube. Twitch is more for my gaming stuff. Kind of like trying to keep my gaming stuff centered toward Twitch for the most part. I mean, there is a lot of my gaming stuff already on YouTube as well, but I try to keep the gaming stuff centered toward Twitch most of the time. Bro, anything you have you want to add to this little segment before I move on?
Yeah, I live stream the games I play, like GTA, Until Dawn, different games.
Until Dawn, huh? What do you think about that Ghost of Tsushima, John?
That's a really good game.
I've been hearing a lot about that game over the years, that it was a great game and all of that, but when I watched gameplay on it or whatever, it didn't stand out to me as one of the type of games that I would like to play or I would actually enjoy. But I recently downloaded it and tested it and whatnot and started playing it, and I actually really like it. It's really a cool game. However, that other game, what is it, the Horizon something, whatever, that thing is crap. They talked about how good that game was, and how good the story is supposed to be and all that other stuff, and I actually deleted games off my console, off my storage and whatnot, to make space for this game. Sat there and waited for it to download and complete and install and all of that. Started playing the game, and it is god awful. I do not like it. It sucks so bad. I don't like the game mechanics. I don't like the gameplay. The story to me just is not that appealing, not that great. So whoever these people are that's giving these games these great reviews, I don't know what they're looking at or what they're basing it off of, but they need to go back to whatever training school they went to be able to give these reviews and whatnot, or wherever. I mean, I know a lot of times it's opinion based, but when you have a large crowd of people and a large number of people that's all saying the same thing, about a specific title or genre or even, you know, product or service, you know, it makes you wonder what are they really looking at? What are they really judging? Because me, I'm the type of person I don't usually buy a product or pay for a service unless it's recommended by somebody I know who I feel as though I can trust. You know, like I'll see a commercial pop up on TV about something, or, you know, an advertisement. If I'm on like YouTube or something like that, I'll see an ad pop up and it'll say, this thing is so amazing, this thing is so great, here are the good features, here are some of the side effects or the downfalls or whatever. And I don't even think twice about that product and or service, you know, until someone that I know that I feel as though I can trust recommends it to me. Then I'll think about things like, oh, well, should I, you know, make that investment, or should I, you know, or whatever. And then that's when I'll start looking into it. I'll start researching it. I'll start looking at people's reviews, the comments people make on it, you know, versus the price and, you know, things like that. And, you know, if it's something that I can demo or, you know, try before I buy or something like that, I'll do that. You know, because I'm not going to waste an investment on something that is not going to appeal to me, or I'm going to feel like later it's god awful. You know what I mean? Because then I'm stuck with a product that I know I'm never going to use.
Right, exactly.
You know, or a service that I know I'm never going to use. So I'd rather just, you know, I don't, oh yeah, like they talked about that Horizon, and it was just like, they talked so highly about it. I was like, oh yeah, let me try that. You know, and I managed to come across a way to get it, you know, free of charge. So I figure it's free, why not? You know, I don't have to invest in it. The only thing I have to invest in it is time. You know, time for it to download and install, and then time to actually sit there and try to play it. You know, and I know some people are probably going to post comments and argue, oh, well, how long did you play it for? Did you give it enough time? Yes, I put in like maybe 3 or 4 hours of gameplay, you know, trying to get to, you know, get into the story. You know, I gave it what I felt was enough time. You know, if it can't pull me in and hold me and lock me into the story, to the gameplay, to the mechanics and stuff within, you know, the first few hours of gameplay, it's not worth it to me. It's not something that I'm going to revert back to. So after I got done, after I died, I played until I died. It took 4 hours for me to die. I played until I died, you know, and once I died, I turned it off and deleted it off my console because it was just god awful, you know. But I thought that Ghost of Tsushima or whatever, I thought that was going to be one of those experiences where, you know, I was going to play it and not like it, and it turned out to be the total opposite. You know, I played it, started playing it, I put in, you know, about 3 to 4 hours on that one as well, and that's something I definitely will go back to, and I will pick up again and continue to play it. You know, because I'm eager to see what happens and, you know, how the story turns out.
Yeah, that's a very deep game. For those of you who don't know, I'm mixed with Japanese and black. So I play a lot of Japanese games. That's part of my ethnicity, heritage, whatever. I have family over in Japan. So for me, that's the part of the reason why I downloaded and why I play games like that. And it's a really cool game. It has a good storyline. I like the gameplay on it and everything. And
well, the gameplay don't like you.
But yeah,
Yeah.
y'all should check it out. You guys might like it.
I mean, there's a lot of people that has already played the game. It's not like it's something new, bro. It's been out for a while. It's just I have been hesitant on playing it and getting into it and stuff like that because I felt like it was going to be one of them type of games that, you know, I wasn't really going to like. Like, there's a lot of games, even in the past, that I've played, you know, even before I started streaming my games, that I felt like, oh, I'm not going to like this game. Like, what's that one? They just released a part 2 not too long ago to it. What's it called? The Evil Within.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that one. Like, I didn't think I was gonna like that. You know, I was more of a original Resident Evil fan. You know, when it comes to like horror type games, you know, stuff like that. I played Dino Crisis, which wasn't so much a horror game. It was basically the same thing as Resident Evil, but instead of it being zombies, it was dinosaurs. You know, and you know, different little games like that. I grew up playing or whatever, so I was used to that style of gameplay and those types of games and whatnot. So when they started making all these newer games like The Evil Within and Beyond Two Souls and, you know, stuff like that, I kind of was like, I don't know if I would like that. I don't know if I would play it. You know, I don't know. You know, even though I was hearing positive reviews about it, you know, there's always going to be somebody who gives it a negative review or who's not going to like it. You know, but majority of the reviews was on a positive type note or whatever. You know, I started watching gameplay videos on it, you know, and things, and, you know, it got to the point where I got addicted to watching some of the gameplay videos on it that, you know, I basically had seen the entire game from start to finish, you know, including the endings and stuff like that or whatever. So it just kind of like turned me off of the game a little bit. Like, I don't know, you know, now that I had the opportunity to get it for the low or, you know, for a discount price or even for free, I don't know if I want it now because I done seen so much on it. I pretty much feel like I could just run through the whole entire thing, you know, like that. So I ended up playing them anyway, and I ended up liking them. So it works both ways. Like, sometimes you can get that feeling like, you know, you not gonna like a product or a service or something like that, and then you finally do try it or test it out and you do like it. And then other times you can get that feeling like, oh, this shit is gonna be awesome, this is gonna be great, or whatever, and it doesn't work out that way.
Right. So
You know.
you didn't like it. It was awful. It was horrible.
And that's why it's always great to do your own research. It's always great to, you know, look into things on your own and not really take other people's word for it. You know, because at the end of the day, taking other people's word for it, you know, you're basing it off of their opinion and not your own. You know, so it may turn out to be something that might be great for you, but not so great for them. You know? Because think about it like this, bro. When you first started playing, you know, you only played games like GTA and Call of Duty. You know, I put you on to the forest, obviously, or whatever. And even then, when I first put you on, you didn't think you would like it. So let the people out here know now how you feel about that game. What are your thoughts on that game?
The Forest, that's a survival game, man. That game is deep. It's based on real life survival. Like, if you were stuck out in the forest, how would you survive? What would you have to do?
For those of you who don't know anything about the forest, basically, and it starts off with you being in an airplane. The airplane gets shot down somehow or some way. You know what I mean? You lose a wing, you crash, you end up in the forest. As you're waking up from, you know, obviously the crash or whatever, there's this weird looking person standing over you who grabs your son out of your, pretty much out of your view, I mean, and walks off the plane with your son. So it's basically a survival horror game in which you're searching for your child or whatever. As the game progresses, you have to do different things to survive. You chop down trees to build, camps and bases and stuff like that. You obviously need sticks and leaves and things like that for fires and stuff like that, to craft certain weapons and things like that or whatever. There's caves that you can go explore, but ultimately, toward the ending of the game, and I don't want to put no spoilers out there for anybody who hasn't seen it, but ultimately toward the ending of the game, it's basically, a life for a life, and that's pretty much how it is. You're forced to make a decision to, if you want to sacrifice somebody else's life to save the life of a loved one, or if you accept the fact that the life of that loved one is depleted in a sense, and you decide to just shut down everything and spend the rest of your life stranded in the forest. Surviving the way you've been surviving for however many days you've been out there looking for your child. So at the end, that's basically what your options are. It's either you sacrifice a life and you and your child go home, or you give your son's life up in exchange for shutting down the entire facility, but then you're stuck living there, to live out the rest of your days in that forest, surviving off of the fat of the land or whatever. And it's like, it's a multiplayer game, so yeah.
I believe it's cross-gen, but I couldn't.
And you can actually play up to 4 players on it. So 4 players at the same time on the same team.
You can do custom builds on it when you're building your cabin. You can build a raft, boats.
It's a lot of different things. Like the mechanics are great. The game is not always, how can I say it? It's not always, the best gameplay experience possible, but it's a little fun thing. You will get bored after a while. I mean, it's not set up. It's not set up for single player, really. I mean, they do have a single player feature, and they have a mode where they have a peaceful mode, which basically eliminates all the enemies out the game except the ones that's in the cave and the boss at the end, where you can just walk around and explore and learn the mechanics and stuff like that. But after you learn the mechanics and you get a feel for the game, you'll get bored. With it, and you'll put it down and probably never want to pick it back up again. So I suggest you never play on peaceful. Always play on normal or hard or survival. Because if you play on normal, hard or survival, you do get your random attacks and stuff like that. It does make it a little bit more fun and a little bit more challenging for those who like a challenge, because as you're trying to construct your bases and you're setting out your blueprints, you get randomly attacked by cannibals.
Only at nighttime. Well, no, not only at nighttime. They actually do come out
during the day and at night. You do. They're stronger at night, and they attack in bigger bunches at night.
It's the rhinoceros or hippopotamus.
It's basically a big baby, which is a big fat thing that charges at you and does a stomp. That's one of the bigger cannibals.
It looks like Grimace.
There's one of the larger one of the larger cannibals in there, or the more powerful cannibals. There's basically arsenal of different cannibals in there. There's some that crawl, there's some that jump, there's some that climb trees. Some are slow, some are fast.
Carry torches on their back.
You know, some of them throw fire at you.
Laptops at you.
Some of them have weapons that they can melee weapons that they can pretty much smack you with, like clubs and you know, axes and stuff like that.
Upgraded spears.
Sticks and all of that. So at the end of the day, you know, you're facing a variety of different types of cannibals and freak experimentations gone bad.
Then you got
wrong.
worms that all join together to make this one big beast, and he flies around. And
You know, yeah, it's
I don't want
it's
to
a
give
lot.
too much away, but it's a lot.
It's a lot that
It's a very
goes into it.
time-consuming game. I'll say that.
Yeah. So if you're going to download it or install it or make the purchase,
Make sure you tell your
just
friends.
make sure that you have a lot of time to invest in it because it's
Right.
going to require a lot of time.
Make sure
you
y'all
know,
take a nap before y'all.
Y'all
play.
can see
Seriously.
my live streams. There's live streams with me and my brother and you know my other gaming partner, you know Mr. Steve Fay. For all of you guys who don't know, you know. We do game a lot with him as well. Not recently. Recently, he's been like tied up and busy and whatnot, or whatever he got going on in his life or whatever. But you know, he is our gaming partner,
Yes, he
and
is. He's a
we-
real funny guy. The coolest black guy you'll ever meet.
you know, we
And you'll understand why I
We
said
do
that in the future
skits.
if you watch the live.
we do a lot of skits together.
Yeah, we do.
You know, where there's a lot of jokes being cracked, and you know, most of the time, my brother here, he's the butt of our jokes. You know,
I don't
because
take that serious. I just sit back.
he does a lot of stuff that will have you scratching your head.
This is true.
So we pick fun at him, but it's all fun and games. You know. You know, but he's not the only one. They sometimes they get on me about certain things that I might do, and sometimes we get on Steve too as well.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you know, it's just a bunch of, you know, jokes being displayed back and forth while we're trying to have fun and play these games. That being said, we can probably move on to the next topic because I doubt we're playing any games on this one. This is not that type of podcast or whatever.